Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Casually Fit Podcast. My name is Rob. Thank you for coming by once again. It is episode 46, and this podcast is cruising right along. Didn't really think to be here 46 episodes, or I did see myself here 46 episodes later, but it is wild to be like, well, I've done 46 podcasts. I plan to keep on going and to just grow this thing and add in as much as I can add in to make this an eventful thing for you to listening, to make this worth your listen. And today, again, hopefully what, gets you pumped up to come to this podcast is, I'm going to share a quick quote with you from somebody who's a notable person, show you somebody, the fit fighter of the week, somebody who's just, has already lost weight. This week, this person lost over 140 pounds. And it's wild. I've done 46 podcasts, somewhere around 20 plus of those podcasts have been with where I introduce a fit fighter of the week to show you somebody who has been doing it. And, there's just so many people to choose from online who are out there losing weight and putting it all online, which should just perk up the ears of anybody who's trying to lose weight and who may have to lose 140 pounds. Because you can just go online and you can see kind of the whole process, and you can kind of dive in there and get some good info. So I can't wait to show you that person. Also going to share with you a quick tip and get into, just share with you a fit freak, somebody who's out there killing it. Me today might be, this is a Casually Fit podcast. I try to stay as casual as I can in here, hence the sunglasses today. These things might become a staple. But I'm also, I can't be sleeping in here, right? I got to be a little bit up on it. But what I was saying is my energy maybe it's a little down. Went surfing today. It was just a great day to go surfing. It's August. It's supposed to be, it's hot. The outside temperature is hot here in San Diego. It's like 80 some degrees at the beach. Perfect. You have the sun coming down, and I got pumped up to go surfing, and the waves were great. And I jumped in some board shorts and just took a top. I almost didn't take a top. When you go surfing, you kind of want to have some sort of rubber top over you or a t-shirt or something, just because your stomach usually gets, all messed up from the wax. And also to keep you a little bit warm. Well, I thought it was going to be a little bit warmer. The temperature of the water is in like the low 60s, which is really, I was pretty much freezing the entire time, and it took me several hours to warm up afterwards. But it was a great surf sesh. But either way, when that happens, when I surf for like an hour and a half in the sun, cruising around, and then, just being in shock of how cold it is, it brings down the energy a little bit. So just fair warning for everybody. But yeah, let's get into it today. So today I wanted to share with you a quote from Serena Williams. Now, Serena Williams, everybody, I feel like knows the Williams sisters. You have Serena and Venus Williams, and they're two powerhouses in the tennis world. Now, I don't really follow tennis or anything like that, but it's very easy to recognize champions, especially when you look at the rap sheet of Serena Williams. She's been doing it since 1995. I believe she started when she was like somewhere between, like, the legal age to start was like 16. Her sister was able to get some sort of, they messed around with the paperwork and let her sister Venus Williams get in when I believe she was 14. Serena tried to get in when she was 14. She ran through some problems, and she either started either 14 or 15 years old on a professional level, right? That's pretty wild. At a professional level, both of these sisters started when they were young teenagers, right? Couldn't even drive yet. Couldn't even get their permit to drive yet, which is so crazy. And Serena Williams actually, just to shed light on what kind of woman this is, when she was 14 years old, when she got pushed back against, when they said, no, you can't get in early, these are the rules, and she was trying to go around it, she like sued them or whatever. She she thought of as, and I'm sure her coaches or parents helped her out with this, but it seems like, well, actually, no. Now that I'm remembering, I was reading Serena Williams at that age was the one pushing to sue them, and her parents were telling her to chill out, and she wasn't really listening. I think she did end up pulling away, but that's just wild for a 14-year-old to, just be in that realm of like, I mean, just thinking about those things like suing some sort of organization at 14 years old so you can play a professional sport with 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, whatever. I mean, it's absolutely wild. So yeah, again, these sisters are great, and today it's about Serena Williams. She's won 35 Grand Slams. So again, I don't follow I don't follow tennis. To me, when I hear 35 Grand Slams, I think that she went to Denny's and ate 35 Grand Slams from Denny's, right? Or maybe she went on the baseball field and she hit 35 Grand Slams. But so I believe Grand Slams is just, some sort of championship organization or some sort of circuit. And they just call it like the US Open. And then there's Grand Slams, I guess. I don't know. Go online if you really want to dive deep on that. But she's won 35 of them, which is crazy. I believe when it comes to singles and doubles, she has won the most Grand Slams, which is 35 when you combine them both. And she's also won 4 gold medals in the Olympics. Okay, so again, she is a beast. Her peak serve speed is 128.6 miles per hour. That's cruising, right? I never knew how fast tennis balls, bang off those rackets and how hard I know they hit hard, especially you hear them grunting when they hit it. But I didn't know that thing went 128.6 miles per hour. That's pretty wild. And she does that. So she is, hands down. I mean, she's come up throughout the entire thing, which I think is what kind of led to this quote, or why this quote means something when it comes from her. Which let me just give you the quote. So the quote is, the quote could start off better, but the quote is, "I really think a champion is defined not by their wins, but by how much they can recover when they fall," right? So I think this is special for her is because when I was, diving into a little bit of her history, when she was going through that whole, suing whatever organization when she was 14 years old, what happened I don't think she was able to get into that next direct competition, but like the next competition she was able to get into at 14 or at 15 years old. And I believe she was eliminated the first round, right? Or very early. I want to say it was the first round. And so she didn't have like some meteoric rise, right? There was all this hype behind her. She's suing organizations. She's, making a fuss. And then she loses out in the first round. And then it seems just this whole battle to move up. Like at one point she was ranked, I believe 99th, and she beat somebody who was ranked 6th. And I think in the same competition, while she was ranked 99, she beat the 6th ranked person and the 7th ranked person, which that's insane. But again, even after that, it still took her, I believe, a few more years to work her way up and finally, win her first Grand Slam and get the medals. Like she's had, the struggle of trying to work up through the ranks. And so, yeah, she definitely, I mean, you would consider, the thing is when it comes to people looking at elite athletes or winners, when they think of themselves as winning or something that they want to win at, a lot of times people just want to gravitate towards that win, right? They just want to gravitate towards holding up that whatever championship or that promotion. You get to look at your check and you got that extra money in it, whatever it is. and they kind of don't want to see anything that might be in contrast to that. Like a lot of people I talk to sometimes when, talking about things that they want to do, they don't want to hear any of the outside things that might come in, or any of the corners that they're not looking around, or the blind spot that they have. And that plays into losing weight. I think that for some people, a very small amount of people, Serena Williams probably one of them, Michael Jordan, for sure one of them. They do just want to see that, they just want to have that gold medal or whatever, and they'll just break through anything to get through it, despite everything. And I think that does play well. What I am trying to say is you can put on blinders, and you cannot think of ever falling or needing to recover from anything. You can think of yourself as deciding that you want to lose weight and just see this, upward graph all the way to where you're at the weight that you want to be. And then for the rest of your life, you're at that weight. You can think about that. That's going to work out for some people, to be honest. You can put on blinders, and some people will do that. And they might have, again, some people just get lucky, for whatever reasons. Maybe they have the genetics, maybe they have, they're able to stay away from injuries or whatever, but or they just have this burning desire in them that doesn't go away, and they can just power through and not think about those things and probably still make it, right? But that's, again, it's a very small percentage of people that can do that. So for most people, then, I keep on saying I know. My bad. I'm sorry. I'll try not to. But since most people are not going to just have this meteoric rise to the top, then it makes sense to start thinking about, well, is there a corner coming up? If I look, behind my shoulder to the left, am I going to see that I've had a blind spot this entire time? It makes sense to start looking at those things, and to one, realize, that there might be some things that are coming ahead where it's going to be pretty rough. It's not going to be the easiest thing to get through. And I believe if you're able to assess that and still push forward, then you're just more aware, and I believe more likely to be able to push through it than to have something sprung on you and then you just react and hope that you're able to push through it, right? So I think that's something that you can take from this quote, is realizing that Serena Williams, yes, she's a dominator. 35 Grand Slams, 4 gold medals. She is, in every word or every letter, a champion, right? But when you see that, if you want to dig in deeper, you also got to see that she had a tough time coming up, right? Or probably maybe not tougher than anybody else, but I mean, she didn't start off at number one, and she didn't go from going from 100th place to 99th place to 88th place to 50th place and just go up from there. I didn't look into it too much, but I'm sure you could go through her record and you can see her flux around in the rankings. She'll be at 99th place for whatever month, and then maybe drop down to 101st place or whatever. And it kind of goes up from there. So one, to take from this quote, I would just say, hey, start looking around, right? Start looking ahead, asking yourself what might lie ahead. What might be something that could happen to you that could maybe deter you a little bit, and see if there's anything that you can do right now to kind of avoid it, or just prepare yourself to be able to push through. And then also to take from this quote is, if you do fail, if you do find yourself falling off your diet program or workout program altogether, then know that all the champions, all the other people, most of the other people, right? Most of the other people have done the same thing. Most other people have failed, right? Like when I take people out surfing, like I'll go surfing with somebody for the first time. I've been surfing for, I don't know, like 6+ years, something like that. How long have I been surfing? Somewhere around 6 years, yeah. So I've been surfing somewhere around 6 years, and when I take somebody out to go surfing, what usually happens is, well, it gets pretty wild. Most people freak out in the water for whatever reason, or I get the reason, but they freak out in the water. Usually, people's first time surfing, at least for dudes, 30-year-old dudes, the first time they go surfing, there's a lot of ego there. There's a lot of factors at play, and it's usually not the best time, right? They usually don't have a great time, in my experience, right? I try to be happy and have, try to make it so they're having a good time. But when you're struggling to breathe and you can't jump on the board and you can't paddle out or anything like that, it's not really a good time. Especially when they see me cruising on the waves. So now the reason why I bring that up is because the conversation I have with them afterwards is usually around like, I can't do this. Like, I'm just not a water person, or I just don't, it's just, they say like, it's hard for me to get on the board. And they just say the waves coming in, it's a little bit too much or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, that's how it is for everybody. So, if they could understand more that all these things that they're going through is just like, of course, like you never go surfing, you're never in the ocean, and you just decide to go out in the ocean one day. Sometimes it's a little bit bigger surf, and of course it's going to be a weird time. Like, of course you're not going to be the best at it. You're not going to be standing up right away, and you're going to have some difficulty. Like, that just comes with it. And yeah, so I just lost track. But yeah. So yeah, the conversations afterwards, they're just like, I can't do this really. And they fail at it, and they think that that's where I was getting at. They think that because they failed, that there's all these reasons why they failed, and that there's no reason to get up and try it again, which is kind of crazy to me, especially for me coming from surfing. I was like, I couldn't swim, but I still went out and surfed, and which was dumb and not smart. But that's the level that I was at when I first started. Couldn't swim, and I was still trying to get out there and surf. But I knew going through that whole process, like, yeah, I don't know how to swim and I don't know how to surf, but if I go out there and try to surf and I'm in the water, at least I'm in the water trying to do it and then trying to get better. And then just over time, you just get better at it. And that's the same with losing weight. Like, if you're trying to lose weight and you stop, right, you have a couple bad days or whatever it is, you got to understand that that's been the case for most people out there. And whether you continue or not is going to be determined by how you handle that completely. You have to recover from it. And so if you're so I just hope this quote helps people realize that with winning comes losing, right? I think that's a quote from somebody else. But it's 100% true. Any winner you see has lost countless times. I'll stick to another surf. Sorry, I was surfing today. There's going to be some surfing analogies, right? A perfect example with surfing is airs. So surfing just added, not recently, but there's been a big upsurgence with surfing competitions and surfers doing huge aerial maneuvers, right? They're on a surfboard, they're on like a 8-foot wave, and they just cruise up to the top and then just like almost like ollie off the top. And then they're on top of an 8-foot wave, but now they're boosting up another 6 feet above that, either spinning or just doing a straight air and then just coming back down. They're coming back down like 12 to 16 feet to land on the whitewash or in front of the whitewash. So it's pretty insane, right? And well, there's some really good people who are doing it. And if you just jump on YouTube right now and you look at these surfers doing an air, you will see a perfect air, like where they're going up this big 8-foot wave and doing all this. But but the reality of the situation is that they have probably hucked themselves off hundreds of 8-foot waves to be able to just get comfortable landing most of the airs or many of the airs. Or maybe that one clip that you saw was one wave or one attempt that actually worked out of over 20 or 30 attempts in that just same day. Maybe the filmer sat there for 3 hours and just that 10 seconds is all they got, right? And that's just what I think people need to start realizing more about champions, about people who are winning or people who succeed at anything. For the majority of people who don't have some sort of, serendipity or whatever work in their favor to make everything a nice, smooth process, right? Again, that's such a very small percentage of people. So the vast majority of people, you gotta deal with some falls. And when I talk to people, they don't really see the falls. They don't really factor that in. And when you're not factoring it in, then when it happens to you, it can really set you back. It can really push you back into a weird place. That was probably too long on the quote. Sorry, but that's Serena Williams. Go, dive into her history. She's pretty cool. So I want to get into the Fit Fighter of the Week. This is Josie VR on Instagram. She's lost 145 pounds naturally. If you're watching the podcast right now, you can see the transformation right here. And again, 145 pounds. And it looks like she posts regularly about fitness. She pretty much has a fitness Instagram where she goes over workouts, takes videos, talks to you about her process, her transformation, as she calls it. And again, just another great source of information for anybody who is looking to lose weight. So go check out Josie VR for the Fit Fighter of the Week. She is a killer out there. And trying to speed this up now because I probably went too long on the quote. So one thing I want to talk to you about today is it's like a topic. It's something that everybody goes through, right? When you first start doing anything, no matter if you're driven to it or not, there's going to be a time where you're going to not want to do it, right? You're going to be like, I kind of don't want to go, especially if it consists of you doing a lot of work, putting in a lot of effort. And then even more so, is this thing right? And even more so is if you have to put in a lot of effort and you're also not that good at it, right? And it's also, you're learning and also trying to work hard at it, right? That's working out right there. That's what it kind of is when you're first starting to work out. You're learning how to move your body. You're learning how your body moves. You're learning how to work out, what workouts to do, how to do them correctly. You're learning all this while also having to do 20 repetitions, in 4 sets. You're doing 80 repetitions for like one workout, and then you have to do 3 or 4 of those workouts or whatever, and then you got to do some cardio. So it's a whole thing, right? So when somebody says, I don't want to go to the gym, 100% everybody can agree that is a lot of people don't want to go to the gym. A lot of people don't want to go to the gym for many different reasons. And it happens. Some days you won't go to the gym. Some days you'll just go, nah, I'm good. I'm going to go grab some drinks. I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to lay down. I'm going to go to the carnival and play that scam of a game where they have a bunch of bottles laid out and you have a little ring that is probably, half a millimeter bigger than the top of the bottle, so nobody ever wins. That game? I think you win a goldfish. I'm not sure. Nobody ever wins, so who knows what you win. But what I'm saying is, look, we don't want to go to the gym. It's a lot. It is a lot, and it's also weird. It's a weird place. Today, let me tell you about what happened today in the gym. Just in the sauna, just in a 20-minute time frame in the sauna, this is what happened in the gym. First off, if you go into the sauna with socks on, that's just weird, all right? It's kind of gross. Really gross. The socks aren't doing anything. You're just like, it's disgusting. Because, you're sweating in your sock, and you're also stepping on the ground where other people have sweated onto. So you're just like mushing in together, all of that. So, regular occurrence is people walking into the sauna with socks. And I'm saying we need to stop that, all right? If you're listening to this and that's you, hey, it's disgusting. You should stop that. So there's somebody in the sauna with socks on, so that's weird. And then, this same person had a mask on in the sauna, which I'm not getting into anything crazy. I'm just saying, if you're going to sit into a sauna for 15 plus minutes, sweating into a cloth mask, to me, that just doesn't make sense. Maybe this person was sick. This person was also coughing and sneezing the entire time. So I don't know. I think they're struggling to even breathe. But that was like a little tiny weird thing, right? So that was kind of weird. And then where it gets weirder is that a guy walked into the sauna, was in there for 30 seconds, took off his shirt, put his shirt on the little stand or whatever, and then walked out. All within 60 seconds, this dude walked in, took his shirt off, put his shirt on the little stand, left the shirt there, and then walked back out in the sauna. And then like 10 minutes later, this is what he does. This is like some just ass backwards things. This guy came into the sauna sweating from somewhere. I don't know if he must have jumped into the steam room. And so he came from the steam room sweating. And what he did is he walked into the sauna already sweating. All within in 60 seconds, he grabbed the shirt that was on the thing. He wiped himself down, right? Took off all the sweat. And once all the sweat was gone, he put the shirt back up and then walked back out of the sauna. You're supposed to go in the sauna to sweat. And this dude just walked into the sauna just to wipe down his body of sweat and then leave. So that's some weird stuff. There's another dude, I'm trying to remember now. This other guy, just this weird stuff. Like, this is where when I see somebody walk in and out of the sauna to wipe off, when I see somebody that walks into the sauna to wipe off sweat to then walk back out, I feel like I'm around crazy people. I feel like I'm around somebody who is not connected with reality and who is like just a weirdo. Like, that's some weird behavior. Just like this other guy who came into the sauna, stayed in there for like 15. He walked into the sauna, took off his shirt right away, and then sat there for like 15 minutes, just built up sweat around his whole entire body, right? Took off his shirt, sweating, and after 15 minutes, you're sweating a lot. And once this dude was done, after like 15 minutes or whatever, he stood up, grabbed his shirt, didn't wipe himself with his hand or anything, didn't walk out of the sauna, just stood up and stood in the middle of the sauna, grabbed his shirt and he put his shirt over him. He put on his shirt onto his dripping, sweaty body. Like, and then walked out. Like, there's so many other ways you could have, like, done that entire thing. It's just wild that exists. And that was 3 people in the sauna with me for 20 minutes, right? Then you have all the weirdos who stare at people in the gym. So it's just what I'm trying to say, which is really for anybody who isn't a gym rat, anybody who hasn't been in the gym for very long, any normal person who has been spending most of their lives hanging out with friends, going to the bars, having some great meals, not working out really ever. And you go from that to then now you're stuck in the gym for 60 to 90 minutes with a lot of weirdos, a lot. I can go into countless stories. Every single day, there's just really weird behavior that goes on in the gym. And so that also plays a factor in not wanting to go to the gym. I completely understand that. I mean, I get it if you're new, right? But you got to go. That's the thing. That's the thing. And I think the tip I wanted to give people is just a couple things to think about when you're thinking about not going to the gym. First off is realize that maybe you are sore, maybe you are tired, but 9 times out of 10, you're not that sore and you're not that tired. You're not that sore or that tired to where you shouldn't go. So know that for sure. Okay. Know that doesn't matter if you think it, you want it, you feel it, you just don't feel like going. Know that, especially in the beginning, know that 9 times out of 10 that you say that to yourself, you are incorrect and you should go. And if you do go, you're going to realize that after you get done from the gym, you're going to be happy about going. And you're going to be like, oh, wow, I can't believe I almost didn't go. That's almost guaranteed to happen. If you think that you don't want to go and you almost don't go, and then you spend an hour in the gym working out, getting a good sweat, doing what you're supposed to do to follow your workout program, almost guaranteed, you got to be really cynical or just really in a bad spot, which I get it. Some people will be, but you got to be in a really bad spot to not feel good about yourself or feel good about that situation, leaving the gym, realizing that you just went from, you almost skipped it, and now you just spent 60 minutes there and you're further along on your path and you made it. So I would say if you tend to say to yourself that, hey, I don't want to go to the gym, realize that you're wrong, okay? And then just realize that if you do go, it benefits you across the board. It benefits you on your progress. If you're supposed to stick to a 60-day program, that's another day that you added on. That's you moving along the program. If you skip that day, that's not you moving along. That's you staying stagnant. And so, if you're trying to lose weight, you don't want to be stagnant. So you want to keep moving along. And then it just, as far as everything else, like on a health-wise, it benefits you to go to the gym. Now, if you have a fractured leg or you ripped a tendon off your bone, maybe don't go to the gym, right? Maybe you should skip that day if you ripped your tendon off your bone. But other than some crazy things happening, if you're just kind of sore or you're just kind of tired, that's not really going to, in my book, that doesn't really cut it. That's not enough to deter me to not go to the gym. And I think that should be the same for everybody if you want to actually lose weight. because part of losing weight, which gets me into the next point, part of losing weight is developing habits. You need to have the habit of eating under your calories burned for the day. You have to have the habit of trying to be in a caloric deficit every single day. You have to have the habit of exercising. You have to have the habit of choosing healthy food over unhealthy food. You have to have these habits. And again, one of the habits is going to the gym. That's just how it is. If you want to lose weight, again, a diet's a huge portion of it. But if you want to set yourself up, you want to maintain that weight loss, because just a disclaimer, I will say, yes, you can lose weight with just a diet, right? But if you want to maintain that weight loss and you want to build up your body, build up your immune system, if you want to strengthen your bones, strengthen your muscles, which helps you just go through life a bit easier to combat everything that comes through. If you want to stave off cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, exercise has been the answer for all these things. So you have to do it no matter what, right? That's the best way to look at it, is that you just kind of have to do it, and you got to learn to figure it out. But again, one of these things is you have to have the habit of going. And if you skip one workout, look, maybe one workout's not a big deal. And most of the time, many times, it's not going to be that big of a deal. You skip one thing, whatever, right? The problem is what if you skip the next day? What if that one day is the entry into skipping the next day? What I'm talking about is you have to be kind of afraid of quitting, right? Everything, all my habits that I have right now, I didn't have the habit of going to the gym at all. I used to go to the gym when I was younger all the time. I had a insane habit. I was addicted to it, right? I have an addictive personality. I was addicted to it. I would go all the time. I would go for a couple hours, in the middle of the day, and maybe I'd go for another hour later on. Like, I would always go to the gym. And so I had that habit then. But then when I got out of the Marines, and after a few years after that, I worked out for a little bit after that, and then just got lazy and just, got lazy. Then I started getting injured. Then I started having back problems. And then I just completely went away from any exercise at all. And I went that way for several years. So when I started going back into the gym, right, to get these bad boys, when I went back to going to the gym, it was starting all over. It's not like I could just jump back in, right? I no strength lasted throughout really like a 6-year span, or really like a 5 to 6 year span of not really working out. No muscle stayed, no habits stayed. So I had to start all the way back up, and I had to start to like to go to the gym. And I would skip the gym in the beginning. Okay, so, but one thing that helped me stop skipping the gym and make sure that I get myself in a healthy range again was to realize that I have to make a habit of going. And a habit is something that you do day in and day out. It's something there's like, maybe it's pseudoscience, or they might have proved it or whatever, but it's worked for me. I believe experts, it's been in several prominent books, I'll say that. But I just haven't done the research on my own, so I'm not going to say it's 100% fact. But experts say that you will have a habit after 30 to 45 days of continuously trying to do something. If you do it for 30 to 45 consecutive days, then after the 30 to 45 days, it is harder to stop than it is to continue. So then you have that habit. You still got to maintain it and do all that. You can't stray away from it, but it's not going to be as difficult to do it after that time. And that's 100% true. So if you fear quitting, if you fear that you're going to that the one day that you skip is going to lead into 2 days that you're going to skip, that's going to lead into 3 days, 4 days, a week, and then all of a sudden you're completely off and you got to start back over again. You can use that fear to keep your ass in the gym, to keep you to go, to get you to actually just go. You can use that fear to drive you to go. And if you use that 30 to 45 day timeline and you just go, even if you just think, for me, I for sure just thought to myself at times where it was really difficult for me to really get motivated and to actually do it. I really just thought like, all right, Rob, just go 30 days. And after 30 days, if you suck, you suck. And, and I guess I'll just go again, or I don't know really what I was thinking about. I wasn't really thinking anything past the 30 days. I was just thinking about, I need to get past 30 days. And I think that would be something that could benefit you to think about, is to kind of fear the quit and to just focus on 30 to 45 days and not skip the workouts. Basically, to make skipping a workout a big deal. Like, a lot of people don't think skipping a workout's a big deal. And in the grand scheme of things, right, when we're talking about the world, we got North Korea doing their crazy stuff. We got all these different nations. I'm not even going to get into this. Isn't political. This isn't an economics class. This isn't, any of that stuff. But when you think about the rest of the world, going to the gym is not important. It's not important. However, to you, right, for your health and your ability to lose weight, to get into a healthy weight so you can increase your quality of life, it is very important. And it should be treated as very important, because it is. It's going to be the thing that keeps you strong and keeps you going throughout the rest of your life, right? And maybe you die from whatever, but you'll be going out with a fight, right? So my main message, my tip, is really to treat working out with important, or treat skipping any workouts as being really a detriment to all of your progress. Okay, especially if you're just beginning. If you're just in the beginning days, weeks, months of working out, if you've already been struggling, if you've found yourself only going once or twice a week when you should be going 5 to 6 times a week, there's a lot of reasons that could lead you to do that. And one of them, for sure, more than likely, is the fact that you're not taking it serious enough. And when you close out the rest of the world and you realize that this really has a key hand to your health and how you're going to live your life and what things are going to pop up inside your life, going to the doctor, pricking your finger with a little thing, all of that stuff. When you think about that, this stuff really is important. And again, most people skip their workouts, right? And sometimes, look, you got to live your life. And I'm all about, this is a Casually Fit podcast. When I'm talking, if you're somebody who has been working out for 5-6 years, you're in great shape. That's when you can skip a workout, and it really doesn't matter. Because most of the time, for most people, when they've been doing it for that long, they've already seen the results, right? They've seen the benefits. They've felt the benefits. They reaped the benefits. And so when it comes to not working out, it's hard to kind of compute that they would ever stop, because it's like, no, it's very beneficial for me to do it, so I'll just keep on going. That's my thought. It's too beneficial for me to not do it. And one of the issues with people who need to lose weight is a lot of people haven't seen those benefits. And the thing is that you might not get some benefits for a while, right? I still say, you have a good light, you can jump. I think anybody can jump on one of those sitting down stationary bikes, right? Anybody can do that with pretty much any weight. You can be pretty heavy. You can jump on one of those things and you put it on level 2 or 3 and you just start cruising on that thing, and you I mean, you're on a sitting down stationary bike at a level 2. The thing goes up to 20. If you sit on there for 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, I think that if you're focusing on what's going on, you can have a good mental benefit. You'll feel better about yourself. You'll feel better about your day, and you'll feel your body will like that stress that you're getting. So even just that, I think that even though you might not feel the massive success of losing 140 pounds, like once you decide to start losing weight, the next day you're not going to feel that success, right? At least you can feel that mental benefit. So, but again, the other thing is that people who are trying to lose weight, you don't really see all the benefits that I feel and see every single day. And that's an issue. And that's my job here. And that's what I'm doing, is I'm trying to relay these benefits on a scientific level and on an experiential level to hopefully bridge the gap, to give you that freaking nice, colorful bridge that they have up in Asgard, right? To, just so you can peer into the window and be like, hey, oh, there's like a whole nother way to live. And the only thing keeping me from that is food and exercising. And that reverts back to the fit fighter. Looking at the fit fighters, the people who have lost 140 pounds, that's a window in to what could be your life, right? Of course, you're not going to be exactly like them or anything like that, but it's a window into some things that you could be doing, definitely you could be more active. There's a whole bunch of different benefits, which I'm not going to get into today, okay? But I think I went over this enough. One other thing, I can't remember if I put it in an article or I'm about to put it in an article. I just remember writing it. And I'll leave that for another day. But yeah, so that's the tip, okay? You want to skip a workout? Hey, guess what? Everybody wants to skip the workout. But if you want to lose weight, you need to work out. Okay, so don't skip the workouts. Look at them as being very important, and look at any time that you do skip a workout that you are kissing a crocodile on their non-lips, on their weird, creepy, prehistoric scales or skin, whatever you call it, right? There is a way. You see it online. There is a way to kiss a crocodile. I don't know the way, but people kiss crocodiles all the time. There is a way to do it, okay? But, you can skip a workout. There is a way for you to skip a workout to where you'll be good. You'll go unscathed, right? But there's a whole bunch of other ways that it could go, and that crocodile could just decide that you seem delicious. And have you ever heard of a death roll? Watch a crocodile or alligator's death roll. That's insane. And you skip your workout, and you skip the next workout, and then you fall off your diet. You're in some sort of a death roll. And it's not exciting. And at the end of the day, you just have to get back up and do it again. So, try to limit those. And I think one way to limit it is to treat skipping a workout as something that you should stay away from, right? But yeah, so that's that. And let me just close this off with the Fit Freak of the Week, wherever it is. So we got Hannah Eden _fitness at Instagram. Looks like she posts vlogs, right? She's got workouts Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. She has a training app. She posts vlogs, and she gets it. She is a fit freak. Look at her. I mean, she's going a little slow on that one, but I got to get a different video for her. Sorry, Hannah, if you're watching this. But yeah, another kettlebell warrior. Again, kettlebells are great, and it's great for functional fitness. And some of the healthiest people use kettlebells. I don't know. necessarily it's because of kettlebells or it's just like the community or what. But, you know, if you want to see somebody who's usually flexible, agile, and strong, you're usually going to find somebody that tends to pick up kettlebells over somebody that tends to bench press a bar. And for me, I like the flexible, agile, and strong. And everybody should be gravitating. It's more like a functional fitness. That's kind of where everybody should be aiming for, right? But either way, I'm sorry. I'm tired, all right? There's a lot of surfing today, losing my mind. And we got Hannah. Just go cruise over there. Show her some love if you want. You probably already know about her. She's got over 500,000 followers. And she's got workouts. Again, she's got the training app, posts some vlogs. And she's just a woman out there just killing it. And so I wanted to show you her. And other than that, that is this week's episode. We did it. What? How long? It's about 50 some minutes. Yeah, you know. Comment below what you think. Should I have different segments on here? You know, one of the things I really want to do is get on I would love to interview people who've lost weight, and I want to interview people also who haven't lost weight, people who are struggling. So I'm thinking about that, and for that I would need a different office space, I think, and I would need a full studio for that. But let me know in the comment section if you'd be down for that. What else? The segments, I think I like the segments now. I like giving a quote. Let me know if you like the quotes and the segments, or if you'd like me to talk about something else or get into more specific things. Or if you want me to comment on, I don't know. You let me know what you want. But I like the way it's going right now. But yeah, either way, I just say that because anybody who's listening right now, you're here for it. I appreciate you listening. Again, I'm trying to grow this thing. I'm trying to get better at doing it. Okay, I know I'm not great, but I'm trying to get better. So hopefully next week, episode 47, I'll be better and have some good information for everybody. But other than that, thanks for stopping by. Until next time.